had an idea for what I was gonna call this series. I ain't even gonna lie to you. No clue what it was. But I'm sure y'all will figure out when I name the series that. You know what I'm saying? Alright, basically, this is gonna be me, like, keeping it real, kind of talking about my day-to-day. I really want to document my journey while I'm on the way up, because looking back, I want to show y'all, like, we all start somewhere. Like, I'm in that starting place. Well, I'm in that starting place, financially, but, like, skill-wise, I've been working at this for a while, and, like, I guess it's not really starting place, because there's a rough period, I think, no matter what you choose to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no matter what, like, if it's basketball, let's say you coming in this shit late. Let's say you coming in this game late, bro, right? And so, like, yeah, you have people who are here doing this their whole life. However, there are also people who've been doing this their whole life who now only do it once or twice a week. You do this every day of the week, it's gonna take a minute, but you're gonna catch up. Like, it's gonna take some time. And that's why you can't be always focused on the end goal. Yes, you gotta be like, you gotta know what you're moving towards. So you gotta move with intention, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can't be attached to the outcome. You have to become attached to the process. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even if, like, who's gonna get there faster? The guy who's always like, damn, bro, like, I'm doing this, and I can't wait for that day to come. I know it's coming, right? That's still good, right? Because you're using like, I don't know too much about this, but, like, that's part of law of attraction, is believing that it's coming. You saying something that's reaffirming that it's coming, right? Like, I'm doing this, and I know, blah, 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 but you still focus on that outcome, right? And you're just waiting for that outcome. So there's going to be more days you get discouraged, and you get, right? So, but what if instead you were attached to that process? Like, damn, bro, I'm waking up today, I can't wait to get to do this. Bro, like, I got a little distracted on socials, I need to focus on this, I miss doing this, I'm bored of being on socials all the time. Like, this is what I'm passionate about. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna make it farther? Which one has more of a sense of urgency? You might think, like, hypothetically, the first person might, in a way, have a higher sense of urgency with their outcome. But having a sense of urgency with your outcome doesn't get you closer to your outcome. It doesn't make your outcome more urgent. What makes your outcome more urgent is the more and more you do that process. When that process is urgent, the outcome follows. You know what I'm saying? That's just the mindset I gotta keep myself in, and I gotta remember, it ain't about where I'm going. It's about that I love this music, bro. I love what I'm doing, and I love that I was gifted a talent and a gift in such a way that, yeah, I've been through a lot. I went through a lot for a reason. Because other people went through a lot. And they don't feel hurt. They feel alone. And I gotta let my team know, like, we still out here. Like, y'all, everyone who feels lost, we are out here. I feel lost right now. I'm pushing through. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm found in the process. You get lost when you're looking in that big picture and that outcome, but when you narrow that down to just the process, you find yourself. You find yourself in the way you work. You find yourself in the way that those many outcomes, what your goal is at the end of the day, that's where you find yourself. Not thinking so, like, oh, like, I'm not saying don't have big goals. You gotta have big goals. You gotta have big dreams. You gotta know where you're going and move intention. That's what I'm saying. These end of the day goals, like, all right, if I want to get here, not scratch that. Don't even think about that. This is just me. This is just the way I'm thinking right now, right? No, it's more of a, how do I put this? have these little goals every day, make the bed, do this, do that. I don't ever feel like I'm doing enough. Dude, I could be actually like achieving my goals. I'm not doing enough. Because now there's a new goal. There's somewhere to go farther. You know what I'm saying? And you just have to get to a place, at least for me, and this is my mindset, and this is what I think is right. And I guess y'all see, because y'all gonna see me grow on this, but like, really? You find yourself, when you shrink down that bigger picture, when you think about that outcome, you shrink it down to just worrying about what you're doing on the day to day. It's like investing in stocks. What I've found is everything is a metaphor, whether it's fitness, whether it's your money, whether it's success or whatever career, bro, it's all almost connected. Like, yeah, you worry about the day to day consistently. You might not be getting the most done on the grand scale of things. You see people having like, oh, like blah, blah, blah. I just did this today after working like 3 days out of the week. Okay, but they've been doing it for longer. Think about the total amount of days they add up. They're doing it 3 days a week. Right, that's the, 55 days in a year, or 55 weeks in a year, something like that. 3 of those a week. So 55 times 7, that's, okay, we're not going to do all that math, but y'all get the point. If I'm doing it 7 days a week, if I'm doing it 5 days a week, instead of these people who have gotten comfortable and they feel like, oh, I can relax now. Dog, they're relaxed. This is your moment. Are you a predator or a prey? And I ain't talking about Chris Hansen type of predator. I'm talking about in life. Are you a predator of the life you want? Or are you the prey of the life that wants you? And that's where you gotta be at, and that's where I'm at right now at the very least. I don't know if you have to be at that point. I'm sure you could be successful, whatever. But like, how are you not eating and you're saying you're not hungry? How is your plate empty? How is your mom's plate empty? How is your sister's plate empty? How is your girlfriend's plate empty? Your wife's plate empty? But you saying we satisfied over here? We don't need to eat. We're not hungry. I have no urge to go get us food. I got no urge to make sure my next generations eat. Then you be going to the club and you be thirsty though. You be thirsty, you be trying these like water fasts, you know, but what you drinking ain't water, it ain't pure. That's like not doing a water fast, it's like doing an energy drink fast. You getting all hype up and you starting to feel good about yourself and your confidence, you know, like, damn, I feel good, bro, I can attack whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the only thing you're attacking is woman. The only thing you're pursuing is woman. You get lost in the sauce, my boy, like, look, you gonna get lost in sometimes, and it is what it is. You gonna fall out of love with what you're doing, and it is what it is, but if you fall out with your girl, if you want to give up on that, you ain't ever gonna have some long lasting. You ain't never gonna have a future with nobody. It gets hard. You just like, man, I ain't gotta put up with this. You right? You don't. You also don't gotta have a future with nobody. You also can die alone. You also don't have to have a wife. You also don't have to live under God. You don't have to do any of these things. What kind of life do you want to live? Me, I want a wife. I want kids that I can take care of, and I don't want to be like these Andrew Tates who are like, multiple women and blah, blah, blah. There's a reason that man got his ass beat by Chase Demore. Whatever the fuck his name is. Chase didn't even look like he could fight. And Andrew Tate is a kickboxing champion. Ain't that what he said? You got outsmarted by somebody who started fighting 2 or 3 years ago. But y'all taking his advice. I ain't saying take mine. I ain't saying that at all. What have I achieved? Realistically, when you look at it right now, nothing. what will I achieve? Because my mindset gonna keep growing. So I'm a student of life. I ain't acting like I'm the teacher. I ain't teaching nobody nothing. I ain't trying to teach y'all that. This is for me. This is a journal session, bro. This is for me. This is reflection. Realistically, I don't think no one's gonna see this. Realistically, respectfully, I ain't never cared about none of that. What I care about is making sure my people's plates is full. I'm trying to have a gathering. Y'all ain't even having food on the holidays. Y'all having the same, like every year, same house, same, pulling up in the same car. Wife still just as upset, kids just as helpless. And y'all content with that. But you can't lead a horse to water, right? That's what they say. So, if that's true, if you are the horse, you shouldn't need anybody to lead you to water. You know what you're lacking, correct? You know you're dehydrated. You haven't had water all day. You can't take that personal account. You ain't never gonna. You're not gonna go nowhere. You're not gonna be healthy. You're not gonna live a healthy life. You're not gonna be able to support the people that you're supposed to. Whether you're a racehorse, whether you're carrying the Amish buggy, you ain't gonna be able to do that. You're gonna pass out. You're gonna leave your people stranded. You're gonna have somebody on top, like riding. Okay, pause. You're gonna have somebody riding your coattails in this race, and all they want to do is see you succeed, and they see you collapse of dehydration because you didn't care for yourself. Now, I ain't even talking about that going back to the thirsty thing. No. This is really about, I know metaphors can get a little confusing, but you ain't watching after yourself. You are a fully grown horse in this metaphor, and if you're out in the wild, you'd be fucked. Are you a domesticated horse, or are you a stallion? Are you Andrew Tate, who has to uphold this frame for the rest of his life of, like, I ain't gonna lie, I can't even respect dude. Like, it was a world champion kickboxer. You say everything's like playing chess. You got checkmated, bro. Checkmate. There's somebody who his community's still thirsty, and they still giving the horses water, trying to lead them there. But God is looking out over him and seeing his refusal to drink. You want God to see your refusal to drink, or do you want him to be by your side and push you farther? I know this might not even make sense. Like this, the metaphors I've been using is going a little back and forth, and I don't know if my train of thought even really makes sense, but realistically, you just gotta decide what kind of life you want. If you always are gonna have to wait for people to bring you your water and your food, it's gonna be times where they forget and you don't eat. If you care after yourself, you make sure your family, your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your fathers, you make sure they all eat, instead of having to wait on somebody else to bring it to you. That's the kind of life I want. I want my family's place full. I don't want nobody else to have the honor of giving that to them. It used to be an honor to have guests over at your house and serve them dinner. I want to have that honor of feeding my family, man. Too many of y'all are content with somebody passing away and eating the casserole that the neighbor brought over every night. Okay with living in the pain. with no change. That ain't me. But if that's you, dog, you do you. I ain't gonna tell you who to be. I ain't gonna tell you how to live your life. I am gonna tell you how I'm gonna live mine, though. And it sure as hell ain't like that. Gonna ball out till we fall out, motherfucker. Hey, I'll catch y'all on the next one. This is episode 1. I'm actually gonna stay consistent with that time, and you can keep that in your head. Because I know previously I pinky promise. Pinky. Where's the camera at? Pinky promise. I got y'all. We on this wave, and whoever want to follow. Yeah, I'll work with everybody, bro. We can talk, we can whatever. Or if nobody sees us, again, that ain't the reason I'm doing it. But I'm very aware of what could happen with me doing this. And if it does happen, I'm here for all y'all, man. So I'll catch y'all on the next one, and y'all stay smooth, man.